at one point in our lives, we were naked and not ashamed of God, with God, and we had a relationship with God, and we would go to the restaurant, and we would sit down in the restaurant, and we would order our food, and we would order some food for the Lord, and there wouldn't be a man with us, or there wouldn't be a woman with us, but it was just me and God in the restaurant. I said, God, I know you can't eat the physical, but I'm going to take this time to dine with you, because I'm naked and not ashamed before you. Some of us, if you go into our prayer closet, you would have to get a flash water or a piece of cloth and knock down the cobwebs because we haven't been in our prayer closet in so long. Some of us, if you ask God if he remembers your name, he might have to think a minute because it's been so long since you talked to God. It's been so long since you were naked before God and not ashamed. When you find yourself in sin, putting on the sins of the world. Putting on the sins of the world. Watch this for me, baby. When you're putting on the sins of the world, now you're covered before God. And when God looks at his creation, that once was naked and not ashamed, now his creation is not naked and is ashamed because they have done so many things that God says shouldn't be done.
Yes, sir.
Y'all ain't gonna work with me on this.
Yeah.
Can I work with this like I feel?
Work with it.
Adam and Eve in the garden. Adam sitting underneath an apple tree chilling. Then Eve started calling Adam. And then he heard the texture of her vocals. Sounded so sweet and so pleasing to his ears. Come here, baby. And so Eve called Adam, and Adam went over to Eve, and little did Adam know that the enemy was whispering sweet nothings into his woman's ear.
All right.
Can I work with it together? And when Adam got to the tree, she said, this is what he told me. When I see a serpent begin to talk, that in that very same place, you will see me no more, because I will be running as fast as I can. But Eve was not scared of the serpent, and the serpent talked to her, and she grabbed the fruit, the Bible declares, and she said, Adam, why don't you get you a bite? Adam said, my Lord have mercy. Eve, now you know God told us not to mess with these fruit. Now, what are you doing to me? Because you know I can't resist the way you say that to me. And before you know it, Adam began to grab the fruit and eat the fruit. Ain't that right, Mr. Earth? But let me tell you one thing. When Adam ate the fruit, Bishop, then Adam's eyes came open. And the first thing Adam did, he ran to get some figs or whatever the trees and sewed them together because he was no more naked and not ashamed, but that his eyes were open because he clothed himself with the sin of disobedience. And a lot of us in our life, if truth be told, we have clothed ourselves with the sins of disobedience unto God. And what happens is, now you're no longer naked and not ashamed before God, but you're ashamed before God. And so you don't run to God to get you clean again and restore you back to the state that you once was, when you can go before God and say, look at here, God, I messed up, and I know I messed up, but I'm naked before you, and I'm not ashamed anymore. If you don't get naked and not ashamed before God, how is God going to take you to the place that he's already predestined you for?
Yes, sir.
I preach it like I feel.
Come on, fellas. Work with it.
Truth be told, some of us that's sitting in the room now, clothe ourselves with disobedience, clothe ourselves with unbelief, clothe ourselves with doubt before the Lord. And now God has to cause things to come into your life.
Yes, sir.
Can I preach it like I feel it? I'm getting ready to go home in a few minutes, but God has to cause things to come into your life, or he has to allow things to come into your life that will break you down to a point where you say, oh my God, if you don't believe me, you can ask the prodigal son. You see, the prodigal son used to be naked and not ashamed before his father, but he got to a point to where he wanted to grow up and have other things that the world offered him. And so he got out there into the world. And when the world beat him down, and when he had no more, then he remembered the state that he was when he was naked and not ashamed before his father, because he had many of things. He started remembering in that state. Anytime I got hungry, I can go to the refrigerator, Brother James, and open up the refrigerator and pull me some bologna out, and I can pull me some crab cheese out of the refrigerator, and I can go to the bread box and get me some potato bread, and I can go back and get me some mayonnaise, and I can slap it all together, and I can sit down and grab my remote control and cut on the TV, and I can watch and eat just what I want. But he had to get to a point to where he was low down and where he had nothing and where he had to remember sometimes if you don't take heed to my word this day, God's going to cause things to come into your life that's going to bring you back to a point to where you're low to the ground with God. And when you get broke, busted in this custard, then from over high, when you look up and say, Lord, I need to be returned back to the state from which I came, God. I need to be naked before you, God. I need to tell you something. Oh my God. I feel my help coming in.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Can I preach it?
Preach it.
Like I feel it. There was a state where you were transparent before God. And God sent me here to ask some of you what happened to the state that you existed in when you were transparent. In other words, when you were naked and not ashamed before Him. We want to move with the flow of God, and we want God to bless us with all kinds of spiritual and material things, but we don't want to open up our lives so that God can see our lives and who we are. See, when Adam and Eve was naked, God can look upon them and see everything about them holistically. He can see their outside flesh and he can see the inside flesh. And here's the thing about it. Other times, most of us think we're covering our nakedness. But the causer of the cosmos created the cosmos. And everything that dwells in the cosmos. And if He created it or caused it to come into existence, then surely He can look past the doors that you're lying in, having intercourse without being married. Oh, y'all not going to pray with me now. You're not going to preach with me now. But I'm still going to say it because God told me to say it. Some of us find ourselves cheating